Hello and welcome. My name is Steffi. I'm really happy you are here. This yoga experience has two parts. You can do the first part, which is about 20-25 minutes. There will be a shavasana halfway through. If you have a little bit more time, go on. So the first part is more floor-based moves to strengthen and to stretch. And the second part, we get up and going with a couple more standing sequences. At the very end of the second part, there's also a shavasana part. I recommend to stay 5 to 10 minutes. Enjoy. Let's start in wide-legged child's pose. Bring your toes together, bring your knees apart. Take a nice big inhale to lengthen your spine, and as you exhale, fold down in between your legs. Make space in the lower back, stretch the spine, stretch the groins. 5 to 8 deep breaths. Start to lift back up. Head is heavy, comes up last. Bring your hands down to your mat. Bring your knees in. And then find your way into a tabletop. Wrists, elbows, shoulders nicely stacked. Hips and knees stacked on top of each other. And then let the belly drop and lift your head. Extend your spine. Exhale, round the spine. Look towards your belly. And then do it again, cat-cows. Bring some mobilization into the spine, checking in. How does it feel to move today? And take your time. We all have our natural time to move and to get into our practice. So either slow it down or speed it up. Think of this as a wave rolling all the way from your tailbone to the crown of your head. A couple more. And after this one, come back to a neutral spine. Place your fingers into the mat, hands a little bit wider than your shoulders. Spread your fingers wide. Tuck the toes under and move towards your heels for your first down dog here. Push up. Walk your dog one heel at a time. Once more, check in. Shake your head. Let it be all soft and subtle. And bring your knees back down to the floor. Walk your hands slightly in front of you. Lean forward for a diagonal chaturanga. Make sure you don't flare the ribs out, but keep them close to the ribs. And then lower down all the way onto your belly. Pubic bone down to the floor, tops of the feet, hands under your shoulders. Lift and stretch the front. Cobra pose. Exhale, take it down. Curl the toes under and push back into a puppy dog stretch, lengthening through your arms and armpits. Make your way back into your tabletop. And this time, roll your hips over to one side. And then barrel roll your ribs all the way over to the other. Making some space in the lower back. Again, energizing and mobilizing. Switch directions. Push your hips over to the other side. Roll them over. Spacious. It's the pearl. Releasing. And back to center. Fingers push into the mat, curl the toes under, move towards your heels, and find your down dog again. This time intent your heels down. Roll your elbows in. Open the space between the shoulders. Lengthen from the tailbone all the way down to the heels, and from the inner arches all the way up to the groin. Bend your knees again, take it back down towards your mat, hands slightly in front of you, back to a diagonal chaturanga, strong shoulders, strong core. Brace the core as you slowly lower down. And this time bring your arms alongside the body for locust pose, a wonderful pose for posture and to strengthen the lower back. Lift your head and chest, lift your legs, and take a couple of deep breaths right here. Exhale, lower down, hands under your shoulders, curl your toes, push back into a puppy dog stretch, long arm. Come on back into your tabletop pose. This time we are going for core strength and balance. Extend your right arm forward, your left leg back, pull your left hip down. Again, brace the belly here, navel into the spine. Take a couple of deep breaths. And switch sides, left arm forward, right leg back. Relax your neck here, no wrinkles in the neck. Pull the right hip down. Bring the navel into the spine. Really brace your spine here, your core. Switch again. Right arm forward, left leg back. Switch, left arm forward. Right leg back, navel into the spine, look down, take a nice big inhale here. And as you exhale, bring your hands back down. Curl the toes under, here comes your down dog. Down to the floor. Hands slightly in front of you. Strong shoulders, strong core. Slowly lower down. This time bring your hands underneath your head and lift your legs off. Give it a little bit of movement, opening and closing your heels. Again, a wonderful way to strengthen your lower back, to work with your glutes. And release. Hands on the shoulders. Push back. Puppy dog pose. Come on back up. And flip your legs forward. Finding a strong seat here, lengthening through the spine. Dandasana pose, engage the whole body here. Bend your knees. Slowly lower down and bring your knees into the chest. Give your lower back a little massage here after all that back bending, back strengthening. Recline pigeon pose. Put your left foot down to the floor and then your right leg on top. So right foot on top of your left thigh. Bring your left leg in. Either hold on to your shin or maybe underneath the thigh if you can reach. Relax your shoulders back. Relax your head back. Flex the toes to keep your right knee happy and keep that right knee away from the body. I like to move here a little bit, just checking in again with the body, stretching different parts before it comes still for a couple of breaths. So give it a little bit of movement here, in and out, all around. And then stay still. 5 deep breaths. Release your left foot back to the floor, release your right leg, and then take your left leg over, left foot onto right thigh. Bring your right leg in, either shin or back of the thighs. Find some movement here, rocking around, back and forth. Notice right away if this is your fun or your funner side, because we do have a funner side. Become still for a couple of breaths. Let the pose open you, not the other way around. And release the right foot back down to the floor. Release your left foot. And find a little bit of a rock and rolling motion here, starting to activate through the spine. Tuck your chin. And your first challenge here, if you choose to accept it, is to come up without your hands into standing. Whoa! Exhale, forward, forward. Let your head be really loose here. Again, shake it yes, shake it no. Inhale your hands onto your shins for halfway lift, lengthen the spine. And as you exhale, step your right leg all the way back for a low lunge. You can keep your hands down to the floor. Blocks come in handy here. Could also use blocks to rest your hands on. Check in with your hip flexors, the muscles that connect your thighs to your hips, to your upper body. If it feels right, maybe come on up onto your thighs. Alternative is to bring your arms up, add on a little bit of a back bend since we opened up through the back already. Your hands all the way up, exhale your hands down. We are going into lizard pose. For lizard pose, walk your feet out to the outer edges of your mat. Maybe bring them out about 30 degrees, knees and toes in line, and then bring your hands inside. You can always use your blocks to rest your forearms on. Maybe you want to roll onto the outer arches of your left foot for a little bit more opening through the external rotators. Find your level, it's personal. Always remember it's your yoga, not mine. And then take your breaths. Soft belly, soft mind, soft body. Come on back onto your hands. If your foot is all the way on the outer arches, bring it back. Walk your feet in so you have a steady footing with both feet. And then push your hips back to step forward. Sink into the feet, bend your knees and rise all the way up. Forward fold. Inhale, halfway, lengthen the spine, keep looking down. As you exhale, step your left leg back for your low lunge. Bring your knee down to the floor. Remember your alternatives. You can hang out here on your fingertips. You could use your blocks. If it feels right to your body, maybe your torso comes up, hands on your thighs. Instead of bringing your arms up, you could also work with hands behind you, rolling the shoulders open, stretching through the front of the shoulders. Take your breaths. And release your hands. Bring them back to the floor. Walk your right foot out for lizard pose. Remember your options. You can use your block. You can stay on your hands. You can roll onto the outer arch. Or you can come onto your forearms. Lizard pose is a way for us to increase the range of motion in the outer hips. So make sure you work with your level today. In this respect, yoga really becomes a mindfulness practice because you go with what your body tells you on any given day. Bring your hands back under your shoulders. Curl the back toes under. Gently release the hip flexor stretch. Walk your foot in. And this time, step your right knee back. And roll over back onto your back. Tuck your chin. Brace the core. Take it all the way down. And then inhale that right leg up. And as you exhale, take it over for an IT bend stretch. Maybe stack your hips. Maybe the bottom leg needs to be bent a little bit. Maybe you can hold on to your toe or find the wall, or you use the strap. Open up through the right side, arms out into a T shape or wherever your arm wants to land. Take your breath. Head back to center, soften everything, soft knees, and then bring yourself back to center. Hang out here with your knees falling in for 2-3 breaths to neutralize your spine. Extend your right leg out, bring your left leg up in the air. Give it a good stretch here before you take it all the way over. Stack your hips. Maybe hold on to your toe. Maybe bend the bottom leg as much as you need to. Your left hand can rest on your ribs, but you could also extend it out and even bring your head over to the opposite side. Keep the toes flexed and active here to activate a little bit more, right from the heels all the way to the hips, and then even some of the big glute muscles. So keep flexing the toes towards your face for the last big inhale here, and then exhale. Soften and bend everything once more. Come on back onto your back. And if you only had about 30 minutes today, this is your time for Shavasana right now. If you have a little bit more time, go on with the practice. Bring your knees back into the chest. And once more, find some rock and rolling here, lubricating the spine. And this time, come on up into seated and move to the long edge of your mat. Bringing the soles of the feet together for Baddha Konasana. You can hold on to your ankles, to your shins. Give it a little bit of a flap here, like butterfly wings, just gently flapping. And then you decide if you want to bring your heels a little bit closer towards the groin. And this way, when we fold forward, the groin area is stretched a little bit more. Or if you take it into a diamond shape, and this way the hips, the external rotators, get a little bit more of a workout. So find what you need today and then take a nice big inhale here. Exhale, forward fold. And in your forward fold, you decide where your hands need to be. I like to hold my feet. Maybe you could bring your hands under your legs. Many ways to do this. You could use your blocks to rest your forehead on. Wherever you are, relax your neck. Let it breathe you. Gently roll back up. Your head is the last one to come up. Bring your knees back in. Open your feet and go for some windshield wipers here, side to side. And then bring the feet closer together as we get into our yogi squat, malasana pose, garland pose. Move it a little bit side to side, maybe one hand down, maybe both hands down, maybe no hand down. And then sink the heels down, or intend to sink the heels down. They might not come down. Press your palms together and elbows into your inner thighs. Nice big inhale, and then find some stillness as you close your eyes and bow down to your practice, to your commitment to life. After this exhale, release your hands. Lift up ever so slightly and go for some lunges here, side to side, stretching out the legs. You might want to keep your heels on the floor and lift up the toes, or just keep your feet on the floor and lift the pelvis, moving it side to side. You decide. Get some movement going here. And then take it into a wide-legged forward fold. Feet are grounding down. Push down with the outer arches, with the inner arches. Take a nice big inhale, halfway lift. And as you exhale, relax your head down, hands in between your legs. Pull the shoulders apart again and relax your head down. With our forward folds, we not only working with the foundation, strengthening the legs, inner thighs, outer thighs. It's also a very calming pose. Lift back up onto your fingertips. And you might want to walk your feet in a little bit for the next one. We get twisted. So taking your left hand over towards your right ankle. Take your other arm above and look underneath your armpit. Keep your legs strong. Noticing how the left shoulder blade opens. Take a couple of deep breaths right here. And release, take it back to center. Inhale, halfway, nice long spine. As you exhale, take your twist to the other side. Come on back to center. Bring yourself back to the front end of your mat. Bend your knees, step forward. Inhale, halfway, nice long spine. Exhale, bend your knees, sink into your feet to rise. Paint that rainbow all the way up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. And as you exhale, step your right leg back. Keep your knee off the floor this time. Your heel off the floor. Really ground into the foundation first before you bring your torso up. And then inhale your arms all the way up. Crescent lunge. Try to pull up the hip bones. There's a little bit of a tuck in the back, so you're not flaring your ribs open and compressing through the lower back. Using this as our transitional pose, gently flip your back toe over for warrior 2 here. Finding a way to place your knee kind of in line with your second and third toe towards the little pinky side. Grounding down through the inner thighs. There's a little bit of a rotation going on here. And check in with your arms, shoulders away from the body. You might look over your front hand or just keep your neck in line. And then give your legs a break. Straighten out this front leg here. Take a nice big breath. And as you exhale, bend the front leg again. Bring your arm onto your thighs and inhale your other arm above your head. Extended side angle, open through the chest. And then start circling your top arm, opening up the shoulders, the elbows. Keep the elbows soft here as you inhale and exhale. We're going to use this as a preparation pose for Trikonasana, triangle pose. So you want to open the chest and then straighten out your front leg as you open your chest and glide your left hand back down, maybe onto your chin. You could look down. You could use a block. The important part here in your triangle is not to fall down and making this a forward fold. This is a side bend, so keep it open. And then bend your front leg again. Exhale your right hand down. Bend your back knee a lot and then lift it up. Pull the right hip down here, relax your head. Again, blocks come in handy if you need to use a block to rest your hands on. Take a couple of deep breaths right here. And exhale your right leg down, feet meet in front of the mat. Bend your knees as you inhale and rise all the way up. Lengthen. Take a moment here again to bring your hands to your heart and bow down towards your practice. Open your eyes. Inhale your arms all the way up. Reach towards the heavens. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen the spine. Exhale, step your left leg back. Knees off the mat, heel is off the mat. Ground yourself before you come up. And then bring your arms up. Pull through the hip points. Tuck a little bit in the back. Your palms may touch if your shoulders allow for it, or you keep your palms open. As you exhale, pivot your back foot. We are going into Warrior Two. Every time we use our arms like this, we are working against gravity. So a nice way to tone the shoulders, the arms. Make sure you keep the shoulders away from the ears as much as possible. Straighten out your front leg. Give it a little break here. Keep your arms up. Pull the corners of your mouth up. And as you bend your front leg again, bring your arm onto your thigh and your other arm above for extended side angle. Reach towards the front, and yet with the back leg, reach towards the back. Two energies going on here in this pose. And then start circling that arm in preparation for triangle pose. Keep everything soft. Elbows soft, face soft, heart soft, belly soft. And then embrace everything as you straighten out your front leg. Bring your arm up and glide your other hand down. Maybe you can reach the floor, maybe you don't, it doesn't matter. You can look down towards your feet or forward. You can even look up if balance is good and your neck is happy. Soften your front knee, bend your top arm, pivot back to the front of the mat. Make sure your back foot pivots as well. And then lift that left leg up, find that balance again. Pull the left hip down here. Remember, you can use blocks. And then step that left leg back. Push your hips back and take it forward. Bend your knees a lot. Inhale all the way up. Lengthen out your legs. Palms down towards the heart. Inhale again. Find that flow of energy here. Exhale. Take it all the way down. Step or walk back into a plank pose. Brace the core, nice strong spine. You can come back down onto your knees or lower down chaturanga. Inhale cobra or up dog. Exhale down dog. And for this down dog, open your feet really wide here. Open your hands really wide. And maybe walk hands and feet in a little bit more to open through the lower back. Walk your feet and your hands back in. And inhale your right leg all the way up. And then bend your knee and stack the hips. Let the heels fall over. Make some space. Open up. Inhale your right leg back up. And then get ready for pigeon pose. Bending your right knee, taking that right knee behind your right wrist. And there's some alternatives for pigeon pose. If that doesn't work for you with your back leg extended, you can always come and lean a little bit more over the side for comfortable pigeon. Maybe bringing the shin forward and then lean over your front leg. You could also use a block under your right bum if you have the feeling it really hangs in the air and it's all you do, holding up that butt cheek. So find your way to make this pose really beneficial and make it a little bit more of a yin quality here, relaxing through the belly, the buttocks, and the back. 5 to 8 steady breaths. And bring your hands back down under your shoulders. Curl the toes under. Move forward a little bit to release that hip flexor first. And then see if you can maybe use your strong core to bring that knee towards your nose first. And then back up, three-legged dog. Stretch it long. And then bring your leg down. Inhale your left leg all the way up. Bend your knees, stack your hips, let your heel fall over. Make some space here. And come on back, three-legged dog. Bend your knee and take it behind your left wrist for pigeon on the other side. Remember your options. Find a way that works for you in pigeon. I quite like to hang a little higher on my hands and just move it. Give my hips a massage. So in pigeon, again, we are going for range of motion in the outer hip, and we're working with the hip flexor. So find your depth or your height. You can stay on your hands. You can come down onto your forearms, or even all the way down onto your mat. Slowly lift back up, bring your hands under your shoulders. Curl the toes under again. Remember to move forward before you move back. Brace the core, bring that left knee to your nose. Hold it just for a second here and inhale it all the way back up, three-legged dog. And then take it down. Give your dog here a little walk once again, moving the pelvis. You can even twist the dog here. Give it a little bit of movement. Bring the knees into the chest, massaging the lower back. And let your knees fall over to the left for your spinal twist. Maybe you look over to the right, or you keep your head neutral. Listen to the body, it will always tell you. The trouble starts if you stop listening to the body. Your head back to center first, and then your legs. Once more, give it a little bit of a massage here, rolling, swaying, and then let your knees fall over to the right side. Open up your left arm, relax your neck, your pelvis, your ribs. Let it be ever so soft. Bring your head back to center again, and then your legs. And now, my friends, it's time for your final shavasana. Let your heels and legs fall out, your arms away from the body, and surrender. Surrender with practice. Bones heavy, muscles soft. Let it go so something new can begin.